Inspire. Instantly elevate charisma through personal reveals. Two-line concepts of expression that make you the most compelling person in any room, on any page, at any event, or on any call. And I don't mean turning up at town hall steps to pull your t-shirt up. It's a little bit more subtle than that. So let me give you a little bit of an introduction as to why we might need this now, because we certainly wouldn't have done 50 years ago. It would have been irrelevant. Nobody sees us anymore in this saturated world if we don't explain ourselves, because why would others want to have you in their world and be in your world if they didn't feel who you were and what that situation would actually be like? Having your emails drop into their inbox, meeting you for coffee, having your energy in their life and yours in theirs. It all would have been irrelevant. My granddad would have met 200 people a year. I must meet 200 people a week, and I bet you do too. In those days, we all knew the value of each other in our smaller, more insular society. We married the boy next door or the girl across the road. We got a job, maybe in a bank at 16, and retired from the very same place at 65. We knew the very core of who you were, your very DNA. No explanation necessary. And in our strict social parameters, there were absolutely no divorce. There were very little change in life from year to year. We had small social circles, communities who went from birth to death together. You had a pack of people made forever. No need to explain who you were, because we knew you and we knew your whole family. All my life, things have changed now, haven't they? There are zillions of us on this planet. Every which way is saturated. Whatever you do, so does so many other people. To be good's just a given, makes absolutely no difference. Everybody's good. You get to a certain level and everybody's good. And it's made it so hard to get responded to, seen, chosen. Every sector from plumbers to lawyers, everybody looks the same. Why would we use you, be friends with you, do business with you? Why? You know, the old ideas of, there's an old book, Dale Carnegie, How to Make Friends and Influence People, don't work. That's like from the 1920s, 1930s. Doesn't work now. Because we used to have this concept where if you got people to sit there and talk about themselves, they'd be your friend forever. They'd be desperate to work with you. Really, not now. Because why in this time short, concentration short, oversaturated world would we have you in our inbox or tell you about ourselves if we don't actually know you? If we have nothing to anchor any feelings of recognition, resonance or understanding to, we're just going to delete you. If we don't know who you are, where you came from, what you stand for, how could you hold our attention? You know, it's a crucial skill that we must have in the 21st century, and it's a skill we're losing fast. It's killing dreams, it's constricting lives, and making some of us not only a bit frustrated, but I'd say even a little bit lonely as well. So what's the actual truth about, well, I can almost guarantee all of us do to make money? We're professional connectors. We make people feel something in our unique presence. And the COVID pause could have done two things that are actually going to help us. Maybe it just made us consider ourselves a little bit and who we really are. And then how do we become that person and express that person in a very real way? And number two, well, I think we've all realised a need to create more business and social contacts. instant work friendships if we're going to survive. Because you know what? No shit, Shirley. The more business contacts, the more people that see you and understand you, the more money gets backed into your bank account. But basically, look, we all need to be understood in this meet or delete planet. Well, maybe we all need to be understood by ourselves first, actually, but that's an whole other subject. But the thing is, these days, we delete that which we don't understand, and nobody gets a second chance, because no matter how big your heart is, if we don't understand you, if we've got nothing to anchor our emotion on, we'll just delete you, because we just can't have one more thing on the planet that we don't actually get or understand. So we'll talk about the setup, because it's a little bit like the setup, the tells, if you like, on the trailer for a film, where the characters are being explained so that we keep watching. I think possibly this is one of the best examples ever. Watch this. You'll know exactly what I mean.
No messages.
I never needed anyone, and making love was just for fun. Those days are gone. All by myself, don't wanna be all by
Do you know, I never get sick of watching that. It's all the tells, isn't it? The pyjamas, the fluffy pyjamas. She didn't exactly have a silk negligee on. She was drinking red wine, not white wine. What did that tell us about her? The music told us a lot about her, didn't it? All by myself. No messages on the answer phone. It's fascinating. You might want to go back and watch that again, because it told us everything we needed to know in a couple of minutes about Bridget Jones. And you know what? I think that's possibly been quite a successful series of films, and Bridget Jones proper got into our consciousness, didn't she? Look, we're no different in the theatre of life. So you see, I see expression as multidimensional. It's the words that we use. It's the way that we express them in the tone of the voice and the pauses. It's all the written material, the emails, the letters, the social media. It's how you dress. It's the body language. Every little piece has got to be considered, because how you frame, position, or explain yourself determines how people perceive you, and how people perceive you determines what they do next. So what do we want people to do next? Well, we want them to be activated in your presence and to feel that they know you well enough, almost instantly, to start a friendship. Can we just start with an end thought? Rest assured, It's easy to put the truth of ourselves out into the world. Friendships and business contacts are quickly made and fast-tracked because I am seen and understood. Instantaneous and real resonance. That is the golden currency in our post-pandemic society. So here we go. No further ado. Expression and connection made easy. 5 ways to charismatic anchoring, plus a bonus concept, selling family. So before we actually get cracking, I just want to tell you a little story about why all this is so important and why it actually can work like magic. So anybody that knows me will know that I used to work for design agencies and I'd do around £1 million from cold a year. This is some time ago actually. And one of the accounts I got totally from cold, not knowing anything about design, was Rolls-Royce. And the brand manager there was a man called Russell. Oh, do you know what? I'm still friends with him today. What a genius man he was, and still is, to be fair. But I asked him about 6 months in to us working with his account, why did you choose us, Russell, over everybody else? Because you must get 100 people a week, at least, approaching you, because everybody wants to work with Rolls-Royce. And do you know what he said? He said, because you told us what it would be like to have your company in our world. You told us through your stories, through your 1-2-liners, what that would actually feel like day to day. And it's true. You know, he said, once you get to your level, not my level, the company that I worked for, everybody's much of a muchness, and that's not always why you're chosen. So I hope that again has made a little bit of sense over why some of these concepts, what may just look like an insignificant off-the-cuff couple of lines, actually changes everything.
Are you ready, or are you having a little drink, or?
I'm having a little drink. You like my new teapot?
It's very nice.
Yeah, I bought 10 of them from an antique shop. It's actually not tea in there though, it's Diet Coke. I'm going to keep filling it up, but I just thought it might make me look a bit fancy schmancy, Callum. What do you think? Maybe 1940s teapot, kid, come on. Are we ready?
We're ready.
Right, let's go then. So concept number 1, we finally got there. Reframing. This is almost like a positioning statement. And it's based on the pivotal moments in life. And it's the pivotal moments in life where you could have turned left but you turned right. When you came from nothing to something. That's where people see themselves reflected in your story. So why do we need this? Well, don't you think that people have got assumptions about us? And if people's prejudices have been a little bit challenged, then they're more likely to sit up and listen. Because we anchor to the substance in others. We look for ourselves and who we'd actually like to be in other people's story. And where would we use it? Networking, just in conversation, on email, in pictures, always. Where new people that you want to compel or influence an outcome and understanding reside. So the rules here are always take people from something that people might assume about you and your situation to the win position. So let me introduce you briefly to Charlotte. And Charlotte was a virtual assistant, and I think that this tells her story. It's what she used to say when she used to meet people. I've been left with no money and 2 small children, so I need to work. And then we just elevated the pitch, if you like, to this. We finished the story. I was left with no money and 2 small children, but do you know what? The resourcefulness that I found at that time to create this absolutely brilliant life, I put into every single business that I work with. Well, you know what? people actually saw that resourcefulness, that inspiration, that strength of character in Charlotte. And they almost wanted to finish the story with her. And the truth is, she actually did get really, really busy. That one was almost a self-fulfilling prophecy. So here's another example, and all of these are real, from real people. So one day this businessman from Leeds came to see me, and we did whatever we were doing on his business. And then he said, you see, people kind of delete me fairly quickly when they know about me. And I goes, what on earth do you mean? And he said, well, I'm divorced 3 times and I've got 6 children. So where does your mind go? I'm divorced 3 times and I've got 6 kids. Well, you kind of see 3 women running round after him with an hammer or a pan, and 6 completely feral, out of control kids with scruffy clothes and their hair all over. Until you do this. I'm divorced 3 times and I've got 6 children. Yeah, now you know why my life and business are so well organised. Von Trapp family just walked in. All it is finishing the sentence with a few well-chosen words. A little final example on this concept that one or two of us might be able to relate to. This is a single parent that I worked with, an amazing woman who was looking for an employer. And this was the first part of the story. So I walked in the door and he'd gone, along with the money, the toaster, and the child-minding rota. And you can imagine, she walked in, everything had gone, he'd gone, you know, what's your assumption on there? But then we elevated her position and told another truth. As any employer will tell you, a single parent against the wall is a killer, and no way are we stopping in that place. And I can really relate to that, because when it all happened to me all those years ago, that's what I used to say. We lost everything, but a single parent with her back against the wall, she's a killer. That's who you should be employing.
Day 1, take 59.
I thought it was a L'Oreal advert then. When you
Did you? Oh.
She's worth it.
She's worth that £1.20. Concept 2. This is the last thing I did. So why do we need this? Well, it's a little bit like a look through the keyhole, and we all like to do that, don't we? We're giving a tiny insight into our lives, exactly like on that Bridget Jones trailer. It's a visual, absolutely. It's a visual created with words, but it's also a look at how we think and actually who we are. Where do we use it? On the phone, on email, opening conversations with a picture of yourself, anywhere. And what are the rules on this one? Right, watch me. The truth is crucial and always very short. It's almost like a little bit of an aside. We give a lot away about us, you know, when we talk about the seemingly mundane. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples here. And I've even got my phone. Look, oh, wait a minute. That's me and my son. I've even got my phone to make it almost real. Yeah, hiya, John. Oh, sorry, I'm a bit out of breath. I've literally just run up 3 flights of stairs. I can actually think in this top floor office. But it did make me realise perhaps I should eat a few less pies now lockdown's over. Now, what have I just given away there? Seems insignificant, but I've just given a picture of where I am. This place has got 3 floors. I do have a top floor office. This isn't it, actually. It's up there, which is why I'm pointing. But I do have an office here and an office at the top. I've also told you that, you know, I'm out of breath. You can imagine me running up the stairs. And I've also told you that I've got a little bit of a sense of humour. You know, it's told me I should have eaten a few less pies over lockdown. Seemingly insignificant. But again, tells tells that tell you who I really am. And we've had a new business join us this week, and they've got 15 officers. I know. Yeah. Logistics have absolutely got to be right on this one. So, seemingly insignificant. But what have I just told you? I've just told you we've had a new business join us. We're getting new business. It's a fairly sizable business because they've got 15 officers. But most of all for me in that one, we're talking precision. I'm telling you, you know what? We've got to absolutely get this right. They've got 15 officers. We're precision people. It has got to be right. So I'm telling you a little bit about the way that we think and the way that we operate. Do you know what? It's all subconscious. It's really subtle. And it might seem insignificant, but if you'd seen that on a film, you know, again, when we go back to the trailer that we watched, it might seem insignificant, but it stays in your subconscious and it tells you something about the person and about the business. Yeah, I've just put kids to bed. Three Little Pigs is a fairy story we never get sick of here. I have to tell you, I flipping well know that one backwards. Now, what the hell has the Three Little Pigs got to do with anything? Well, I'm going to ask you, what kind of a mother is that? It's a good one. That's what it is. And you're just putting a little picture in people's minds about what kind of parenting style you've got, that you will read the Three Little Pigs as many times as it takes to keep those kids happy. So the alternative to all those little tiny 2-line stories is this. Hello. Yeah, I'm fine, thanks. How are you? Tumbleweed. And the thing is, we've not given any information at all to tell people who we are in any way. Nothing. So that's how we'd use, this is the last thing I did on Zoom or on the phone. Let's have a little look and see how we'd use it on email. Sorry, Joanne, I'm a bit late to replying. Just sent a long email to someone I've worked with for a long time. His mother just passed. He might be 47, but they were very close and he's been a customer here for 10 years. Okay, that's fantastic. Congratulations. Another business to brand. Let's talk about it 2 o'clock today. Let me just explain what I'm doing here. It's a little bit of a prelude to the email that I was actually sending, which could be a design agency that we've just got another branding job. But what does this say about us? You know, we've just sent a long email to someone I've worked with for a long time. His mum just died. Now, that shows that we have those real connections with the people that we work with. And he might be 47, but they were very close. And he's been a customer here for 10 years. We keep our customers. People don't leave us. I've introduced you to somebody here that has worked with us for 10 years, and I've showed the connection and the relationship. Now, quite likely what would happen is that the receiver of that email would write back and go, I'm really sorry about that, and yeah, it doesn't matter how old you are, it still hurts, or something. It's just taking it to another emotional level. And then at the bottom, okay, brilliant, thank you, that's fantastic for the job, congratulations, we've got another business to brand now, and setting up when we're going to talk about it. It's just a little bit of a prelude that says something about you, the way you think, your relationships, and your world. And here's another example. Hiya, blimey, I've been up since 5 o'clock working on a rush job. I love early mornings. Coffee, sunrise, classical music, interesting work. Right, let's talk about the placement. Sounds like just the thing you need. So if we look at that, I've actually given a real picture of the way that I think and who I am. You know, you can actually see me sat there with me coffee and the sunrise, bit of classical music. I love me work, interesting work. Just those few sentences sets up and says so much about me or the writer and the way that we think and feel. And also, you know what? Most really successful people are early risers. Even that goes into the subconscious. And the alternative to that is, hi, I hope you are well. And for anybody that's been on my worldwide success email, don't get deleted, how to stay out the trash icon course, you'll know that you just can't be saying that. People keep sending me stories of alien abductions. It's become a little bit of a problem. I can't get to sleep on a night now unless I've read about a positive alien abduction where they fix everything for you in the world once they get you up on that ship. It's always a right surprise when I wake up I'm actually still in my own bed, to be honest. I wonder what's wrong with me. They never seem to come and turn up for me, do they? Maybe I shouldn't swear quite so much.